episode of Pepper Ann that did that, where there was somebody had written a thing on the bathroom wall. I can't remember the word, but and Pepper Ann was just like, "What does this mean?" Okay, well, I will go up to this other person and I will use it casually in conversation, and then by their response, I'll understand. And
That's
so she like goes up and
extremely
she does
brave.
like a thing,
Yeah.
and the person who's supposed to respond to her is just like, "Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, absolutely it was." And then walks away and is just like, "I gotta go find out what this word means because I
Yes.
disagreed." And then everybody in the school starts using it, and she's just like, "I'm trying to find out what it means." And then she goes back into that bathroom, and they put up a sign that says "Tiles by whatever" because it was actually just like the company name, but they had just written it in marker for some reason. And then now they were putting up a proper sign, and she was like, "Oh, it's this company!" And she tries to show everyone, and everyone's just like, "Oh man, the word's so cool now that a company's using it. Well, now it's dead. We can't use it anymore." And they just like walked off.
Oh wow, the circle closed.
Wow. Yeah, it was
That's
real
amazing.
weird.
That's good writing. Wow.
Yeah. What
She
kind
made
of
fetch happen.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
What kind of ritzy school has like hand signed tiles in their bathroom?
Right?
Broke the immersion for me.
Yeah, it was real weird.
I mean, given when it was being made, I'm sure that was back when. It's like the joke they make about The Simpsons, where it's like back in the day, Homer, like it's like, oh, we can only afford to buy this 3-bedroom house on the single salary that he gets working at the nuclear power plant as a safety supervisor, in which he got trained how to do at the plant. And it's like
Straight out of high school.
yeah, exactly, straight out of high school, which is the very kind of blue collar experience. It's like we were only able to achieve all this, and we only have 2 cars in the family and that kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't wear so well now that we're in 2021, does
It's
it?
so relatable to me as a person in my mid-30s, just like the Simpson parents are.
Right, 4-bedroom house. I forgot.
All I know is that Disney Plus finally got Pepper Ann, but they still have not put Fillmore or The Weekenders on.
Oh
there.
yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I keep saying you can't find. Nobody's ever seen their butt. That's a Fillmore reference.
But they do have Darby O'Gill and the Little People, so that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean
It sure
Connery
is
in a room
something.
full of leprechauns. Some terrible lip syncing. I think Marnie Nixon's in it. Just her voice, anyway. It's the same as Pepper Ann, is what I'm saying.
I just
yeah.
flashbacked hard to a Disney made-for-TV movie, like live action, where a kid was slowly turning into a leprechaun. Like he was a teenager and found out he was descended of leprechauns and was becoming one.
Oh,
A
like Teen Wolf.
lepromorph.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Teen Wolf. I don't think I really watched it, but I
Okay.
remember it.
Oh,
Hang on.
Top of the puberty to ya.
Ah,
What?
Luck of the Irish.
It's about the high schooler who was a werewolf on YTV, right? That's
Oh,
Teen
no.
Wolf.
Earth
Yes.
Nun and a couple other folks have gotten it. Luck of the Irish was the name of that film.
Okay.
It was
I-
weird.
Earthen None or Earthen One? Doesn't matter.
Oh,
I was referring
Earthen
to
One
Teen
might be
Wolf
it.
the movie.
If they correct me, I will use it. Earthen One.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Singular.
Same thing?
sorry, I said it wrong.
Why?
Yes,
why?
but no.
Okay.
It's kind of the same thing, but it's not the same thing. But they had 2 movies. They had Teen Wolf, which was starring Michael J. Fox. They had Teen Wolf 2, TOO, which was starring Jason Bateman.
Oh,
There's a whole genre of cinema where
just a-
the just titles start with teen. Teen Witch, Teen Wolf.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Teen
Look,
Ninja Strike
look.
Back.
Yeah.
Fillmore
Teenage
has,
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
High Mutant Mega
Fillmore
Mountain.
has
yeah.
my favorite line of what a gamer should be. They had a very famous gamer in the show for one episode who was gonna play that new Game Box 3000 or whatever they called it. And his tagline, because he was so famous, they put him on stage to go and test it, was "I'm so and so. I'm a gamer from everything from not to video to video." And I need to point that out because it's the best line ever, I think, to point out that you like gaming from not video to video.
If you ever needed a reminder that the people who write these shows are adults who have been doing it for a
Yeah.
very long time, so they're old adults, there you go.
I got a buddy who writes for the Disney Channel original movies and has, under the Friend DA,
Yeah.
sent us screenshots of scripts he's working on. And there was a scene where two sort of rival girls at the school were like, "Oh yeah, well I've unfriended you on Snapchat. Oh yeah, well I unfollowed you on Instagram. Oh yeah, well I blocked you on Twitter." Like they were having this back and forth on their phones.
Right.
But it had been written by the Punch Up team, and none of the words were real. It's like, "Oh yeah, well I've unbonked you on Flip Flap. Okay, well I've smashed you on the Zim Zam."
I mean,
Like, this
I
is
thought
nonsense,
Bonk
right?
You
None
on
of these are
Flip
real.
Flap is really good. Like,
I did watch a show where they did like one of those episodes where one of the characters got really into like streaming on Twitch, and I
Oh,
was like,
God.
oh, this is gonna be really neat because she got like a video camera set up in the living room, and her parents keep walking past, and she gets very obsessed with like, I have like 2 viewers who only show up at like 3 a.m. so I'm here for them and stuff, and I was like, okay, so they're gonna. She's
They're
trying to
attacking me
convince
personally now.
her mom that this is what she's going to do for a summer job, but it doesn't really make sense because you can't get paid unless you're doing whatever. And then at some point in the middle of the episode, she starts talking about these sparkles and things that you get paid in and like all this stuff. And
Oh
like,
my
wow,
gosh.
my immersion has really actually been ruined.
Yeah.
That's odd.
I watched a whole movie that's plotline was our dance team is getting YouTube famous, and we have to decide whether we're going to go with this MCN or not. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they put the network kind of conglomerate organizations into a movie about
God.
YouTube. This is too real, actually.
yeah.
It's
hey,
like that thing you do, but for YouTubers. Like, are we
Yeah.
gonna sign? Are we gonna sell out?
Exactly.
It's mad boring.
I like that.
Except-
Rock Pusher's got it. Is it a horror story? They're signing with an MCN? Like,
Right. No,
The Marvel
he does
Cinematic
this thing
Network.
where he's like, actually, I'm going to leave the MCN and I'm going to just manage your YouTube now. You're my number 1 priority. And I'm like, no MCN ever says that.
no,
Oh, no. But even if they did, if you've already signed on with the MCN, I don't think somebody leaving can just take over and.
Nope.
I will find it very hard to watch anything where it's like, I'm so excited to join MCN. I'm like, are you? Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, y'all been burned.
Mm.
This sounds like, you know how on cruise ships they have, maybe you don't know on cruise ships, they have like programming that is internal to the ship as a hotel would, but like
Okay.
Oh yeah,
on
like
Royal
on their
Caribbean
own
they had a whole
TVs.
soap opera with children, like teens, that was shot on the ship about like finding romance at the Lido deck and blah blah blah. And this MCN thing sounds like, you know, VidCon did that. Like Viacom was like, we need a drama that takes place at VidCon to get the young people interested in VidCon.
I mean, if I was gonna show a show on like a closed circuit cruise ship, it would be Breaker High and nothing but. That's all you're getting.
I like how that showed up at the top of chat as it was falling out of your mouth. Like, it's like somebody
I
knew
love
from
Breaker High.
somebody knew from like minutes ago. They're like, someone's gonna mention Breaker High in about 3, 2.
Ryan Gosling was on Breaker High when he was a baby.
Yeah.